look at Bella, that's Jose Feliciano. He appears all of a sudden and he starts singing Feliz Navidad in front of a roaring fire. Yes, it is the 50th anniversary of this song and him bringing joy to the world through the song of Feliz Navidad, which means Merry Christmas in English. It is the universal song because it conveys the message of peace, love, and joy that the Christmas season brings to all. Merry Christmas and Feliz Navidad. In Puerto Rico, where my mother and father are from, they celebrate Christmas for the little kids by getting a box and they put hay in it. Why they put the hay in there?
Yeah.
The hay is for the horses that come from the three kings so that they can have some hay and leave them a present for Christmas, for Navidad.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Verde luz de monte y mar, Isla Virgen del Coral. Si me ausento de tus playas ruborosas, si me alejo de tus palmas silenciosas, quiero la tibia arena, a perderme en tus riberas, isla mía, flor cautiva, para ti quiero tener libre tu suelo, sola tu estrella, isla doncella, quiero tener. Hasta el cielo.
As I thought about this year's gala, I wanted to do something different, something that will transport the viewer to what Puerto Rico is like during the Las Navidades, the Christmas season. After all, Puerto Rico has the longest and most enjoyable holiday season in the world. So what better way than to go to the island? So pa allá fui. Can you believe we are doing this year's galas virtually? And yet we find ourselves in Puerto Rico, being immersed into its beauty, its rich culture, food, dance, and traditions. Mira pa allá. I thank God for this opportunity. It has been a tough year for all of us. The pandemic, political unrest, dealing with social justice issues, and trying to keep our families and loved ones safe. Being here in Puerto Rico, known as La Isla del Encanto, the Island of Enchantment, has reminded me that no matter how bad things get, we must be our best selves, that there is a world of beauty that we must enjoy and protect, that there is still a glimmer of hope, that we must not give up on having a bright future, but we can't let this moment pass without learning from it to create a better tomorrow. Thank you all for your support and for believing in us. To the Mirandas, the Tana Loíza, HITN, Hispanic Federation, Jose Feliciano, y No Había Luz. To People's Gas and ComEd and all of our sponsors, artists, board members, staff, and families, we owe you so very much for helping our museum survive. Our collective story needs to be told. Let's tell it from our best possible selves, from the magic that we all create to the creativity and music that we all find in our hearts. I want to thank my wife Veronica, Ismael Antonio, Gabriela Bisu, Antonio Betances, and the rest of my family, with a special thank you to my brother Tony for assisting me in bringing this gala into your homes. This year was supposed to be the museum's 20th anniversary since we created this organization. The 25th anniversary of the largest monuments to a flag anywhere, Paseo Boricua and La Banderas. But don't worry, we have held off all our big anniversary plans to next year, when we can all be in one room and celebrate who we are. What a year it's been. The COVID-19 shutdown, the hurricanes and earthquakes that devastated the island, the Black Lives Matters movement, which, by the way, I want to thank my Boricuas for your show of solidarity and everyone else who joined in this cause, to the survival of museums and non-for-profits, to the presidency of Biden and Harris. Now it's time to celebrate what we have lived through. And what better way to kick off the Christmas season than with the place that does it the best, Puerto Rico. Did you know that the season here starts with Thanksgiving, goes through Christmas, New Year's, and past January 6th, which is Three Kings Day, and ends 8 days after January 6th with Las Octavitas. Join us as we experience the magic that is Borinquen, a journey through the sights and sounds of Puerto Rico as we kick off the Christmas holidays directamente desde Puerto Rico. Me fui. Thank you.
Cuenta la leyenda que las Navidades en Puerto Rico son las más largas y las más alegres de todo el mundo, y que esa brisa navideña nos llena el espíritu, invitándonos a regalar lo mejor de nosotros y a compartir nuestros más grandes tesoros.
Yo les regalo el preciado tesoro del libro El Centinela de Mango, para que recuerden la importancia de cuidar y proteger nuestros recursos naturales.
Yo les regalo una mariposa para que tengan siempre el poder de la transformación y ser siempre la mejor versión de ustedes mismos.
Pues yo les quiero regalar la música puertorriqueña para que siempre palpite en nuestro corazón nuestra historia.
Bomba puertorriqueña, tradición, cultura y pasión. Ran tan 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 tum, tracan ta tan tum, tan ca tan tum, tran, ca, tan. ¡Alegría! ¡Bomba!
few minutes outside of San Juan is Loíza, a place known for the Ve Gigante Mass, better known for its fritura, one of the best places to get fritura or fritters, or as we call it, Puerto Rican fried food. What also makes Loíza different is its mayor. And here to give us a welcome, la bienvenida, tenemos la alcaldesa, Julia Nazario.
Hello, my name is Julia Nazario. I am the mayor of the most beautiful town in Puerto Rico, Loíza. Billy, I want to give you the most warm welcome to our beautiful town.
Thank you so much. What makes Loíza different than any other part of Puerto Rico is its rich African heritage. Loíza is Afro-Puerto Rican, has the largest black population on the island.
¿Qué será lo que tiene Loíza? ¿Te has preguntado una vez? ¿Qué será lo que tiene mi pueblo? Dime, ¿qué será?
The ceiba tree is the official tree of Puerto Rico. It has deep roots. Our national award is called the ceiba. It's given to individuals that have demonstrated deep commitment to preserving their Puerto Rican culture. The Ceiba Award goes to an organization that's become a national organization. It was founded by Luis Miranda, and it's now become this national organization known as Hispanic Federation. For those of you who don't know, after the hurricane crisis in Puerto Rico, Hispanic Federation stepped up. Between them and the Miranda family, they raised millions and millions of dollars to rebuild Puerto Rico. They joined forces with cities throughout the United States, and they basically brought together the funds to help rebuild, to give relief, and to rescue Puerto Rico. Hispanic Federation is still continuing, even to this day. We are here in 2020, and they are still delivering funds to help rebuild those efforts. We want to recognize Hispanic Federation for the job that they've done, not only in Puerto Rico in helping it rebuild, but here in the United States, where they have stepped up during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, and they have helped organizations, Puerto Rican and Latino organizations throughout the United States. They have helped them with emergency funds. Thank you to Hispanic Federation.
Buenas noches, familia. What an honor is to join you tonight as we celebrate the 7th annual gala of an institution that is near and dear to our hearts, the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. As a son of Toa Alta, Puerto Rico, and the president of the Hispanic Federation, I am both honored and humbled to accept the museum's National Ceiba Award on behalf of our board, staff, and the millions of Puerto Ricans we serve on the island and across the United States. To Billy and the museum's entire leadership, I want to say thank you, muchas gracias, for this incredible recognition of the Hispanic Federation. There can be no greater award than the one that you receive from a sister organization, an organization whose values you share, an organization whose mission you embrace, and whose vision inspires you. That is the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture, the only self-standing cultural museum in the nation, devoting all their time to showcase Puerto Rican arts and culture. Their work is our work. Their dreams, our dreams. And there is no doubt that what they do and what they represent is more important than ever. It still amazes me how after all this time, with all that we have given and achieved, how very little people know about the richness of our culture and traditions, and the misinformation and disinformation about us, and the devaluing of our people and culture. This has become worse over the past 4 years. It is why so much is resting on the success and growth of the National Museum of Puerto Rican's Arts and Culture. They are the beacon, lighting the way to a better place, to education, to pride, to dignity, to empowerment. It is why we have been such a strong supporter of the museum and why we must all continue to stay presente when Billy comes calling. Ahora más que nunca, thank you for this incredible honor and the gifts of your friendship and leadership. Buenas noches.
Turísticos de Puerto Rico, Cueva María de la Cruz. Este es un espacio espectacular y lo hace tan especial que aquí habitan abejas. Este es un lugar donde cuidamos y protegemos las abejas. Además de eso, se han encontrado aquí piezas arqueológicas que demuestran que de los arcaicos había vida aquí en Loíza. Así que Loíza sigue siendo el pueblo de tradición, de cultura y que evidencia que somos de los más antiguos de todo Puerto Rico.
And now, you can't celebrate Las Navidades, Christmas in Puerto Rico, without its traditional meal. Arroz con gandules, lechón, pasteles, my personal favorite, morcilla or blood sausage, topped off with arroz con dulce y coquito of Puerto Rican eggnog. Here to explain this feast is the director of this park, José Osorio.
Vemos nuestros platos principales en nuestra Navidad, el arroz con gandules, el típico lechón, este es el protagonista de todas las Navidades aquí en Puerto Rico, con ese cuerito que siempre se supone que esté bien tostadito. La famosa morcilla, que esa es la sangre del lechón, metida en un embutido con arroz. La ensalada de codito, que también se puede utilizar ensalada de papa. Y el muy reconocido pastel, que eso está hecho de yuca, achiote, guineo y en este caso de cerdo, que es esta ricura y este manjar que nosotros deleitamos en nuestra Navidad. Uno de los tesoros más grandes que tiene nuestro pueblo de Loíza es la gastronomía. Aunque estos platos no son típicos de nuestro pueblo, sí de nuestra isla y más cuando es la época navideña. Aquí tenemos el arroz con dulce, arroz hecho con azúcar, pasas, canelas, leche de coco, no leche de coco de pote, leche de coco exprimido. Eso sí es típico de nuestro pueblo. También tenemos tefleque, que es maicena, también leche de coco, y tenemos nuestro coquito que está hecho con lágrimas del campo, como se conoce por ahí, mejor conocido como la caña.
Bienvenidos a Loíza, a la capital de la tradición. Hoy vamos a estar realizando un estilo de turbante bien práctico y fácil. El turbante tiene un bagaje cultural bastante amplio. El solamente aprender a realizarlo o practicarlo te conecta a tus raíces africanas. Vamos a trabajar. Aquí tenemos varios estilos y diseños de tela, que lo que es los colores, los diseños, tiene su historia. Vamos a trabajar un estilo rápido y práctico para cuando estás así que quieres, no te puedes peinar rápido, pues podemos realizar este estilo. Esto es 1,5 yardas. Vamos a peinarlo un poquito. 1,5 yardas. Este específicamente es de 1 yarda. Y vamos a hacer un estilo práctico y para cubrir lo que es el cabello completamente. Todas las mujeres podemos utilizar el turbante, no importa nuestro color, ya que esto nos conecta a todas las latinas, ¿verdad? Nos conecta a nuestras raíces africanas. Lo cogemos a ambos extremos, verificamos que los colores brillantes estén hacia afuera y luego vamos a hacer un nudo. Vamos a hacer un nudo, lo ajustamos a nuestra cabeza, ¿verdad? Que no nos apriete mucho, pero que se sostenga. Aquí dejamos esta partecita así, si se queda en la tela hacia afuera, la guardamos. Y ahora vamos a hacer otro nudo nuevamente. Súper fácil. Abrimos. Buscamos el color de la tela que quede siempre brillante hacia afuera. Aquí lo vamos a abrir un poquito más y vamos a dejar esta parte afuera abierta y la vamos a acomodar y las esquinas las vamos a guardar y lo vamos a dejar que quede como paradito. La otro extremo vamos a guardar un extremo por uno de los nudos y el otro también. Y aquí tenemos un estilo de turbante práctico para salir. Si nos gusta la cultura, nos gusta ir a la playa, tenemos un accesorio bien práctico para cubrirnos del sol.
As you will see in the next part of our video, there is a song that says Plantando Bandera, which means planting flags. 20 years ago, we embarked, a group of community leaders, my wife Veronica and I embarked on creating a National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. This is the year where we celebrate the 20th year of this museum. A museum that continues our traditions, culture, and history and shares it with the rest of the world. It is also the year that is the 25th anniversary of what we call in Chicago, Paseo Boricua, and the Puerto Rican flags. Imagine 2 big Puerto Rican flags. They're the world's biggest monuments to any flag. 59 feet tall, 40 tons, and they cross the span of the street. 2 of them. We created these 25 years ago to remind everybody that we need to be proud of who we are. We are Boricuas, we are Puerto Ricanos, and we invite everybody to celebrate it in our culture. 20 years of the National Museum, 25 years a la bandera puertorriqueña. Plantando bandera, planting flags.
Yo sé que no te gustó que yo plantara bandera, pues lo que dice mi voz, oye sonero, se repite donde quiera. pecho, pero a lo hecho, pecho, también yo tengo derecho.
This Save Award goes to the legendary Lucecita Benitez, known as La Voz Nacional de Puerto Rico, the national voice of Puerto Rico. She is known for such songs as Soy de una raza pura, Tengo un pueblo en mi voz. The legendary Lucecita has entertained audiences for decades and decades internationally as well as here in Puerto Rico. To Lucecita Benitez, this award goes to you.
Con ustedes, la reina de la juventud puertorriqueña, Lucecita Benítez.
When you ask a Boricua who they think is the best Puerto Rican female singer of all time, probably with no hesitation they will say Lucecita Benitez. Before she won the Festival de la Voz y la Canción Mundial in Mexico, which catapulted her into international stardom, she was already known in Puerto Rico as La Reina de la Juventud, the youth's queen. But it was her rendition of Genesis at the World Musical Festival in Acapulco that consecrated her standing as the national voice of Puerto Rico.
Sobre la tierra no haya ya ni dolor.
Usually each country has one singer that embodies and conveys the soul, spirit, feelings, and the vital essence of a people. Lucecita is that singer for Puerto Rico, deeply patriotic and socially conscious. She is the kind of artist that does not bargain with her art and her political views to satisfy the status quo. Considered as sort of a rebel, she embodies what a real Puerto Rican is. The best way to describe her is the name of her iconic concert, Traigo un pueblo en mi voz. I carry my people in my voice. You think of her and a picture of her flag comes to mind.
Con ustedes, la reina de la juventud puertorriqueña, Lucecita Benítez.
Le doy las gracias al Museo Nacional de Puerto Rico en Chicago y que se ha dado la tarea enorme de reconocer los valores patrios de nuestra tierra. Agradezco lo que eso vale y seguiré luchando para poner la patria bien en alto. Gracias.
I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. So many of you stepped up to say, you know, we want to help. We know that this is a pandemic year. We know that everybody is having emergencies and crises and that the museum had to close down. And yet you stepped forward and said, we are here to help you. And so let me go ahead and thank, first of all, our presenting sponsor, People's Gas. I want to thank our platinum sponsors, ComEd, HITN, and Hispanic Federation. And then I want to thank our gold sponsors. And there we have Mary Kane and the Miranda family. There is no way we could have brought this virtual gala to you from Puerto Rico without their help and others. We want to thank all of you who have supported us, not just as sponsors, but those of you who bought individual tickets. Thank you so much for believing in the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture.
mozo, sírveme la copa rota, sírveme que me destroza esta fiebre de obsesión. Mozo, sírveme la copa rota, quiero sangrar gota a gota el veneno de su amor.
Wow. Let me just say, wow. You know, our next National SABE Award is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and that is the reason why. It's the Lifetime Achievement Award, given to someone, and in this case, given to someone that has used his life, his voice, and his song to unite people. Throughout the world, everybody has gotten to know this gentleman. He has brought us such songs as Light My Fire, La Calle de Sing Sing, La Copa Rota, Chico and the Man, and who could forget Feliz Navidad, which this year is celebrating its 50th year anniversary of this song. People have sung this everywhere in the world. People have sang this song. And this year, it's his 50th year anniversary. And for that 50th year, Mr. Feliciano has made a new song. It is a song that has 30 artists with it. It's being filmed in 9 countries, celebrating 50 years of that song. But let me just tell you that we give this award for everything that he has done throughout his career, throughout his life, to make sure that he's lifting up people. And so at this point, it is my honor to give to him, Mr. Jose Feliciano, our Lifetime Achievement Award, the SABE Award.
Well, I would like to say thank you. I am honored. It isn't often that one gets awards in life. You're lucky enough if you're still alive sometimes, but I'm grateful. Thank you so much, and I will try and do great by this award. Thank you.
What do you feel about celebrating 50 years of Feliz Navidad?
Are you kidding? I feel ecstatic. I never thought this song would attain such fame and bring more than that, more than the song being famous, the joy that it has brought to people all over the world. I think the song has done its job by making people happy, making them sing, and making Christmas something other than just Christmas.
The theme for our celebration this year is Las Navidades, the holidays. And I don't know if you could go back and remember what it was like when you were a kid and give us some stories about Christmas, like Three Kings for you.
Well, I remember when I was told as a kid that I had to leave milk and cookies to the wise men. And I had to leave grass for them to eat the grass and take the cookies. Well, now times are different. They smoke it now and forget the cookies in case they have the munchies. But all I can say is Christmas is a great time of year. It's a time that if someone has done you wrong, that you forgive them and forgive them completely. Christmas is great, you know. And all I would like to say to everyone who's listening and watching, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, yeah, Navidad, Yeah, Navidad. We celebrate Christmas at home. We'll buy a leg of pork that we season the way they do in Puerto Rico. And it's put in the oven and we enjoy it. And my sons, they all love the crackling on the leg of pork. And I do too. Crackling is a weakness. So Christmas isn't Christmas without things like leg of pork. Also, I love turrones. Yo quiero decirle a la gente de mi patria que yo espero que ellos estén bien este año, que coman muchos pasteles y los que no se puedan comer ellos, que me los manden a mí. Tú sabes, hay una canción que dice, si comen pasteles, no me den cuchara, que mi mamá dijo que me los llevara. Si me dan pasteles, no me den cuchara, porque mami me dijo que me los llevara. I just want to say to everyone, I love you all very much, and I'm grateful and thankful for everything that you have given me. You've made it so I don't have to go look for a job. You've made it so nobody can fire me except me. So thank you. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. As soon as this pandemic is over, I want to travel again. I want to go see the people, because that's where I belong. The way to go in life is by doing what you love to do. And this is something I love to do.
I wish I could sing. I wish I could play the guitar, but all I could really say is happy 75th birthday.
Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you. God bless you. And don't let your family go. Cling to them as tight as you can, because that's all you have in life, you and your family. Me da mucho orgullo. Le doy las gracias a este gran museo en Chicago. Gracias por este galardón. No me lo merezco, pero estoy contento. Muchas gracias.
I want to take a moment to ask you to please help out the museum as we continue forward from this 2020 year, this year that has brought us so much of a headache and so many problems. We want to ask you all to continue to help the museum survive, not just in 2020, but in 2021, and to continue to survive. So we ask you to please donate to the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture.
Agüita, agüita, amada mía, ayúdame a curar. Agüita, agüita, amada mía.
Founded in 2005 and with a mission to provide interdisciplinary artistic experiences that awaken sensibility, beauty, creativity, social conscience, and solidarity in the public, the group Y No Había Luz and Then There Was No Light has been pushing the limits of theater by having the audience do things like make masks, build props, and be active participants in performances. The goal is to spark dialogue about social and political issues. When you step inside their workshop, you are transported to a magical world where theater, film, dance, music, and puppets live in perfect harmony. They have represented Puerto Rico in many international festivals, winning the accolades of critics and fans. Their stories are rich in meaning, always looking to start a conversation by submerging the spectator in a surreal, dreamy world in search for the missing light of justice. Their contribution to Puerto Rican culture is a gift that keeps giving inspirational light.
Our next National Save Award goes to a theater group that uses their creativity to deliver a message of growth and development towards the Puerto Rican culture, a vision of being the best that we can be today and tomorrow. The Save goes to Y No Había Luz, There Was No Light.
Muchísimas gracias, Billy. Es de verdad un placer, un gran placer estar aquí celebrando esto. Queremos, pues este premio para nosotros es muy importante y queremos dedicarlo a todas las entidades en Puerto Rico y fuera de Puerto Rico que constantemente están apoyando la cultura y el arte en la isla, a toda la diáspora y también a todos los artistas que día a día representan aquí en la isla, haciendo que Puerto Rico siga floreciendo. Así que nada, te damos las gracias a ti, al museo, a todo el equipo de trabajo y muchísimas gracias por hacernos parte de esta maravillosa gala.
So, you know, Puerto Rico has the longest Christmas celebration, going from basically November, from Thanksgiving, all the way through January 6th, which is Three Kings Day. And then you have La Octavitas that go on another 8 days. Well, on January 6th is Three Kings Day, Los Reyes Magos, and that's when we celebrate Christmas. It's done a little bit different. What we do is that we take a little box, like you saw the little girl do, take a little box and you put in that box a little bit of hay, because in Puerto Rico it's the only place where it's celebrated, the Three Kings are celebrated on horses, and those are called Paso Fino horses, instead of camels. It's the only place in the world that celebrates it with Paso Fino horses. So the Three Kings to us is basically the day that they delivered the gifts to baby Jesus. And so for us, it becomes a very important day, and people come from all over the place dressed up as the Three Kings. hope you enjoyed the sights and sounds of this year's virtual gala. Thank you all for joining us. We know that 2020 was a year of challenges, but we also know that 2021 is going to be a better year, a year where we could come together and celebrate and enjoy each other's cultures. Feliz Navidad, and may God bless you.
Porque toditos somos hermanos, brindándonos un abrazo y bendiciones lo más preciado, gozándonos la cultura que humildemente nos da un regalo. Qué lindas las tradiciones para los pueblos, lo más preciado.
Así son las navidades, cantando con los pleneros y saludando las amistades. Así son las navidades, en una sola familia, deseando felicidades.
Cuando suenan los banderos, la fiesta prende sin gasolina, empieza el alto copete o por igual en cualquier esquina. Es que en el fondo, señores, no hay diferencia, somos iguales.